Hi, and welcome back to Club Mum. Another early start for a drive to Norfolk this time included a fuel stop on the way and a Mackie's breakfast to wake us up, whilst Katie continued her preparation, her customary reading of the dressage test on the way. Burnham was our first international event and instantly had a buzz about it from the moment we arrived. The dressage arenas were nicely removed from the main action, but even getting there, Katie was warming up with lots of professionals, top hats and tailcoats, all adding to the ambience, and probably the stress a little bit. It was a big under-18 section and out of our area, so not many familiar faces for us. Squirt stayed his normal, relaxed self and went through our dressage test. Did manage to find the only slightly uneven patch in the dressage arena, and made it look like he'd fallen down a large hole. But apart from that, for a first big event for us, we came out relatively pleased. No mistakes, no rider errors, so all was good. On reflection, although the dressage was calm and the test well remembered, we're very much aware this is our work in progress, especially Squirt's frame and impulsion, which need to improve to get a more advanced outline for him. However, amongst all the flags and professionals, they got their job done. After the dressage, we were 24th out of 33 starters. So we had some work to do, but we were quite accepting of that score on the day. Off to the show jumping. Again, an amazing arena in its own amphitheatre. Lots of spectators and distractions. Squirt stayed his normal, relaxed self. The course was proving tricky for many. Unfortunately, we did have a slight rider error into the first. Just chased him a little bit with nerves maybe and flattened the canter. Down it came. However, after that, they upped their game and both completed a great round. Following the show jumping, funnily enough, even with our 4 faults, we remained exactly the same on 24 out of 33. Then we move on to the cross country. We'd walked the course twice, which was quite a feat in itself. There was lots of questions for us, some big fences, but fairly straightforward. We were really looking forward to it with the customary nerves that you can't help but have. We had got family, Grandad, our main supporter, was there to watch, and we had a really good time. Katie took it all in her stride, and Squirt behaved impeccably. There was a particularly tough question for the two of them in the woods, with a turn into a murky looking water. However, today it was of no consequence to him. It did remind us somewhat of where we'd had issues the previous year. So we were a little bit tense about it, but we can tell the progression they've made, and the pair of them just did it as though they'd done it 10 times before. We were absolutely delighted, and there were actually lots of issues for other members of the section around the cross-country course, which brought us up to an amazing 15th place at our first international competition. So in very good company. So we were really delighted and finished our day off very nicely. After a mooch around the shops and a little spend of some pennies, I think it was for the dog this time, it was a long journey home, buoyant with our good news and that warm feeling you have of a job well done, and very happy with our horse and rider, although we had the customary not a lot of company kept for me, as she was asleep before we left the showground. But she'd worked hard and done a good job. So the Pony Club mum drove home and entertained herself all the way.